Thanks for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
First podcast, isn't it?
Yes.
You nervous?
No.
You know, it's crazy how nervous some people are and then some people are not. But mostly we're normally the first person's podcast.
Really?
Yeah, because, we're from Riverside. So people are, people out here don't do it.
No, yeah. I feel like it's just another conversation.
There you go. So why don't you tell people who you are?
So my name's Katrina. I was born and raised here in Riverside. I throw large-scale events out here from anywhere from flea markets, vintage markets, to festivals and club events out here in downtown as well. I also have a store location where I have my vintage clothing at in downtown as well.
Oh yeah, we're in downtown.
Right, it's across the street from the Goodwill actually.
Over there?
Next to the plaza area.
Oh, over by
it's off Elizabeth Street.
Oh, yeah, Elizabeth Street. Oh, you're over there. Just on the right hand side. By the donut shop.
Yeah, literally right next to it.
That's your shop?
Yeah, so I run it with an older couple, and I have a bunch of my clothes in there. But I help out. And
how long have you been there for?
2 years.
I feel like that place has been there for a while.
It's been there for a while.
What made you get going down this road?
I was really into thrifting when I was younger with my mom. We used to go to a lot of the thrift stores, but that really is what got me into the door of selling clothes and getting into that scene. But I started selling my own clothing at like other people's events and flea markets until one day I was kind of like, why can't I do this myself kind of thing.
This show is sponsored by Resilient Real Estate Group, powered by EXP. So, you're thinking about buying and selling soon? Yes, we know you probably know a realtor, your mom's best friend's cousin's neighbor who puts her face on the local shopping cart. But you know what? Our friends at Resilient Real Estate Group have helped hundreds of thousands of people sell houses over the years, and they definitely know what they're doing based on their 5-star review on Google and Zillow. So, it doesn't matter if you're looking to buy $1 million house or a fixer-upper, make sure the next time you're thinking about buying and selling real estate, you give our friends a call over at Resilient Real Estate Group. And now we're back to the show. Because what do they do? They charge you, when it comes to like, say you're someone who wants to get into it, do they charge you like the event person that puts those event on? Do they charge you per space?
So yeah, I charge per space, per booth. People come and rent out for the day to sell for like 5-6 hours.
5-6 hours. So do you handle all like the permitting and stuff? Like for me, it's like I love downtown. My office is in downtown, but I hate coming down here on Friday or Saturdays because of the farmers market and all that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, because there's no parking.
Yeah,
my parking spots I normally get is taken by people like that. So for people like that, so you kind of throw things like the farmers market.
I do, yeah.
So how do you pick your areas that you do them at?
Honestly, just looking at different locations and just picking good areas because you don't want to have something in not the best area, you know. Kind of just driving around, calling up places, realtors, and just
looking for events, location. So how does it work for you? Like, so you find a spot, you then like, is the first step to go to the city to like figure out like if you can even have one there, or is it?
So when it comes to getting venues, you want to get a venue that is not a public venue.
Got it.
So when it comes to like public venues, that's when the city will come and get involved.
So you try to find like a spot. Like a building?
Or like business-owned places. Or private
owned businesses. So you try to find someone like, hey, you own a business. Can I throw an event here?
Yeah.
And then you kick them out a little cash on the side.
Exactly.
You know, it's crazy. We had a girl named Anna Brown here the other day, and she's actually opening up that big warehouse right across the street from here. That's like 8,400 square feet, and she's going to do the same thing kind of. Like her space is you're going to be able to rent out spaces per month in there.
Oh, like an event place.
Yeah, so it's like almost like a farmer's market but indoors. And you can save like per month. And you can pay that. She actually is I think she says should be open like in a few more weeks, but kind of the same thing. Like go out, find a location. She's like, well, she got tired of trying to find locations for people to throw events. She just bought her own location.
That's eventually what I want to get to is having my own big location for myself and to rent out to other people too.
Yeah, so you're 21, right?
I just turned 21.
21.
Yeah.
So what, like, most 21-year-olds, I remember when I was doing it at 21. So what made you kind of like go down this road of like entrepreneurship and starting your own business and shopping and all these kind of things,
I just feel like I grew up really fast, and living on my own kind of pushes me to want to do more things and make more of a cash flow. But yeah, I started this business at 19. I just turned 19 when I started doing everything like the events and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's been going good.
Do you struggle with your age? Do people like look at you and you're like, oh, you're so young?
At first, yes. I feel like a lot of people doubted what I wanted to do. But as of recently, I feel like it's been more of a motivation for other people to see someone so young doing bigger things in the community type of thing. But definitely at first, trying to get my foot in the door. Some people won't open that door for you because of your age.
I'm 35, and sometimes even for me, it's hard to like get my foot in the doors, and I'm 35. And so for me, sometimes I'm like, dude, yeah, I might not be 50, but it's like, I'm pretty old, you know what I mean? Like, I got gray hair. Hopefully that starts letting me pass a little sooner than later. So for you, like, do you use a lot of, like, is your main game, like, social Instagram?
Media, yeah.
TikTok?
So, TikTok, yeah.
Everyone's on TikTok now. Adrian, when you get on TikTok.
It helps. You do. Honestly, if you were to get on TikTok, it would
We're on it. We
blow
just
it
don't
up.
make, we're on TikTok, but we don't make content for TikTok, if that makes sense. So like we'll make our reels and then just throw them on TikTok.
Okay.
So like the hard part is my team, nothing against my team, I love them, but they're not that creative. So
my
like
gosh, hit me up.
TikTok, like TikTok, you got to be like super creative and like music
Yeah.
and for us it's like we try to push out so much content, and we kind of like our bandwidth is like, okay, like do we do TikTok or we focus more on Instagram and YouTube? It's like I'd rather focus more on Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah, I feel like TikTok has helped me a lot, honestly. Just growing my followers on Instagram. I'm almost like at 10K.
Nice.
And it's only been a year and a half.
Nice. Are they mostly local people?
Nice. A lot of people from the IE, Riverside.
It's crazy that IE has a following. You know what I mean? Like it's interesting. I feel like the IE is like because like a big page that kind of got this going for me was What's Up Riverside. I think they have like 10K, right? And then it's like they have 10K, and then on Saturday I'm having I don't even know the guy's name. I feel bad. The guy that does like if you live in Riverside you look like this. If you live in Temecula you wear this or whatever. That guy. He's supposed to be on Saturday, and I think he has like 20,000 subs or something like that.
Is it Jiv from the
or
something like
Jay from the Riv? That's what his name. Jay from the Riv's on Saturday.
I feel like I've seen his videos before.
Yeah, Jay's coming on Saturday, but it's so funny, right? Like I'll hit people up, and I'm like, yo, like I do Tuesday, Wednesdays only, and they're like, yeah, but I have a job Monday through Friday. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Like, can you do Saturday? I'm like, okay. I'm like, I can do one Saturday a month, you know.
Yeah.
But it's so hard because it's like Saturday is like my time, you know what I mean?
No, I feel that 100%.
So you live on your own?
I do.
Wow, that's impressive. So you go to Poly? No, what school do you go to? You're from Riverside.
I went to Ramona.
Got it. I'm a King guy.
Oh, you really?
Yeah, 05. Showing my age for a second. So for you, like, what was like the first step? Do you think that, or do you remember the moment you were like, hey, this is what I want to do? Do you remember that moment?
Actually.
Why don't you tell people that story?
I was alone in my bed, literally just thinking of other ways of income.
Were you working before?
I was.
What were you doing?
Just random little stupid jobs.
Yeah.
I was working at Home Depot for a little bit. I was working at
I would hate to work at Home Depot.
I hated it.
I worked at Michael's craft store.
Yeah,
I worked at Michael's craft store for 3 months. It was like the worst 3 months of my life. I remember the first check I got, I was like, where's the rest of it? They're like, that's what it is.
Exactly.
And you're like, it was the first time I've ever worked since high school, minimum wage. And I was like, but where is it? They're like, that is it. And I'm like, I come here at 4 a.m.
No, that's how I was too.
And unload trucks. For that? I was like, I'd rather do nothing.
No, exactly. I was just really tired of working a 9 to 5. It was really draining all around. And I just wanted to do something that I like.
Yeah.
And seeing other people that are also like younger as well doing these bigger events, like really.
Where'd you see them on TikTok?
No, doing other people's events. Like vending at other people's events.
You were vending and you saw people doing it. You're like, oh, I could do that.
Exactly.
What are some of the things that came across that you weren't expected that was like trouble?
You're
like, oh man, I wish I would have known that before I started.
Yeah, a lot of permits and things with the city, but
it takes a long time too.
It does, but everything's under control now with all that good stuff. So I'm glad I figured all that out. But definitely like paperwork, filing stuff, just permits was a big thing that I had no knowledge about starting. But it was just something to learn as your business grows.
Yeah, I didn't know I needed a business license. I had no idea until one day someone knocked on my door and they're like, you don't have a business license. I'm like, for what? They're like, you need a business license. I'm like, I'm a realtor. They're like, yeah, but you have an office in Riverside. You now have to have a business license. I'm like, really? I'm like, how much? They told me. I was like, I wish I would have known this before I got started. It wasn't that much actually, but it's just fees and things that you don't process that people also don't expect. So for you, like, have you tried to? You said you're trying to venture outside of Riverside. Is it kind of harder because you live in Riverside and like now you got to drive? You don't know the area as well. Like, what's the reason you're not trying to go that direction?
Just my following has gotten a lot bigger than what I had started with, and there's a lot of people from LA area that follow my account, so I really want
to. They're all trendy.
Yeah, I feel like I attract a lot of the younger crowd,
the hipsters.
The hipsters. But I'll be throwing an event January 21st in Orange County. It'll be at Moon Goat Coffee Shop.
Nice.
I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
No.
They have 2 locations out there, one in Costa Mesa.
I don't go past the 15. I'm the opposite of Orange Counters. They come here. They won't go past the 71. I don't go past the 15.
Oh my gosh.
I stay in the IE. I'm good. No, that's not true. But it does. I hate driving out there. If I have to take the 241 somewhere and pay a toll, I am not a happy person. I'm not gonna lie.
I hate the toll roads.
Literally, we went to Laguna last week 2 weeks ago for my girl's birthday, and I was like, God, I gotta take the 241.
Yeah.
I was like, and then the 133. I'm like, all these tolls. I'm like, take me the 91. I'll be alright. So for you, like, do you do this all on your own?
I do.
Wow.
I do.
Are you worried they're gonna come to a point where you're gonna have to get a partner or something, or an assistant?
So right now I have a small team.
Oh, so you don't do this on? You have a team.
I mean, sometimes. Well, for the most part I do, but like the day of, when it comes to the day of, I have other people.
Yeah,
there.
who do you got?
I have my friends Juan, Savannah. So I do another event with them.
Got it.
On the side, so they're kind of doing their own events and stuff too.
What kind of events they throw? Same kind.
Same kind.
Yeah. I did not realize this was such a popular thing.
It really is. You should come. I have one coming up this Saturday.
Where?
Here in Riverside.
Where at?
Off California, where the Harvest Church is over there.
Oh, over there, California and Arlington.
Mm-hmm.
By what's over there? Oh, by the Stater Brothers. What's over there?
A little bit going more down California.
More down California. Got it.
Yeah.
Where is it at? What spot's over there?
It's at a church called the California Avenue Church.
Got it. And how many people do you think you're gonna have there?
That one gets pretty packed.
Oh, really? Is it like a consistent thing?
Yeah. So I do this. I throw events twice a month.
Got it.
Out here in Riverside specifically. But it's always a good turnout here in Riverside.
We try to give a lot of people information. So why don't you, and you don't have to if you don't want to answer this question, but like, what does it look like ballpark wise, numbers financially to throw an event? Costs and what you make?
I won't give you exact numbers, but I can tell you a little range. It's definitely it just depends on
the size of the
type of event, and because I throw like also like club events and stuff, and once it comes to like clubs and alcohol and all that stuff, the price definitely goes up. Is
there a bar you work in downtown, or are you throwing events there in downtown Riv?
Yeah, so we actually did a collaboration at the Concert Lounge. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's literally right here.
Yeah.
It's an upstairs venue.
Yeah.
There, and then I have a lot of friends who DJ. I DJ as well sometimes out here. But
what's the one on the corner? Is it called the Downtown Experience or the Downtown
Experiment?
Yeah. I always forget what it's called. I've actually never been there. I always keep saying I want to go there, but I just feel like I'm too old for it. So then I'm like,
It could get outplayed sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The whole scene could get outplayed.
It gets pretty crazy. I mean, especially I've been doing this since I was 21 down here, so it's like, you know, at the point now I get up at 4:30, so like 9 o'clock I'm ready for bed, and my body doesn't know that it's Friday or Saturday. It's like 9 o'clock. We got to get up at 4:30 tomorrow. So for you, do you ever get you know, obviously you're young and you're doing all these things. Do you ever worry that you're kind of missing out on anything? You know, I think like a lot of people want to do businesses, but they don't realize like all the things that come with it, you know? Like for you, if you're throwing in a big event on Saturday, you can't really be hanging out with friends on Friday night, you know?
So like I feel like a lot of my friends are
doing the same thing.
They're doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. So like the community that I'm in with, there are a lot of my friends.
Doing the same, yeah.
But other than that, I feel like maybe it would take a lot of time away from like my family time.
Got it.
Which can be annoying sometimes because like all my events are like on the weekends or Fridays, and those are kind of the times when like family goes out. Or
Have you guys seen any slowdown with the, obviously everyone's like, things have kind of changed obviously since COVID and things like that. Have you seen any slowdown in events or people showing up at events right like last few months?
Definitely during the winter time it starts to slow down because it's cold. And we do a lot of like night markets and club events and stuff, and it's cold now.
I wonder, and I don't know if you know this, who runs it's been a long time, who runs the art walk? Who runs that?
Honestly, I have no idea.
I wonder who does that. I mean, they've been doing that since I was in high school.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a long time.
Very long time. It's so well run. You know what I mean? I wonder who puts it together. So for you, like if someone's gonna get a spot, do they put a deposit down, or do they have to pay all up front?
No, they pay in full. I have applications, so they just fill out an application, they'll get accepted, and they just pay in full.
Pay in full. What's your going rate for an event for a small business?
Just depends on the location, because I have 2 locations here in Riverside, but anywhere from 85 to 100
for the day.
And that's like 6 hours of just
6 hours of hanging out. That's not bad. I mean, for me, it's like, it's so crazy too. Like we were talking, like I was talking to that girl Anna Brown about it. She's like, yeah, people hit me up and I'm like, yeah, it's this much. And they're like, oh, I don't have that much. It's like, well, like you're taking up real estate. It's inside. Like, what do you want me, like, I can't charge you $100 a month. Like it takes money,
Yeah.
Do you wheel and deal? Do people try to wheel and deal with you on pricing when it comes to events? Do you shut that down?
Yeah, not really like negotiate prices, but there's some people that aren't willing to pay the fee like you said. But yeah, I feel like it's really worth it. You don't have to have any permits or worry about any of that kind of stuff. You just show up and there's good foot traffic, so sometimes people aren't willing, but
it's crazy. So for you, like are you getting a lot of DMs?
I do. So my messages are so packed, like beyond packed.
Of people just hitting you up?
Yeah, just random questions about the events, people sending me stuff, asking like promo and stuff.
Dude, that's what we get a lot lately. We've been getting so many DMs now of people like, I mean,
and it's hard to keep up. It's so hard to keep up sometimes.
I get distracted. That's why I started doing the calendar link. Like, I can't
That's a good idea. No, that's a good idea.
I can't schedule the podcast, and I don't, like, literally, like, today, like, I would have not been able to schedule it. And, like, what people also don't realize with the podcast is, like, I don't make any money off this. It's not a job for me. I'm not Joe Rogan, right? Like, I have an actual job.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, luckily I have staff and assistants and people like that to pay. But, like, pay attention to phones and stuff going on right now. But it's like, I also can't manage and schedule. And then when people like the one before you actually was like, so it was funny. Like, you were like, oh, I'm a little bit late. The person for us, like, was like, oh, I forgot. I'm walking out. I was like, you can't come. Like, we have 4 more today. Like, you're going to get, it'll push the whole day back. Like, I can't do it. And then and so it's like, just reschedule. Like, oh, I schedule. I'm like, cool. Like, I'll show up on my calendar. I look at the calendar. I go in here.
Yeah.
But that was like a big move where I was like, I have to figure out a way because my DMs were like,
yeah, that's why I did my applications too, because I used to just reach out to people, or people would reach out to me to get a spot, but that's just too much.
It's too much.
You
There's
can't
too
keep
track of it. There's too many people. Like, how did I send this? That's why I don't like. Well, now I'm happy that iPhones you can unmessage, like, or untext people or whatever.
Like unsend the message.
Yeah.
I haven't updated my phone because of that.
Like, no, that's the thing. Like, I like that I can like unread a Instagram message. Like, okay, like I'll read it and like, okay,
I do that all the time. It's so bad, but I do.
Do you ever feel bad for people? Like, I have buddies of mine that are like trying to get on the podcast or whatever, and it's like I just keep forgetting to like hit them up. You know what I mean? It's like,
but you're just so busy. I feel that.
It's so distracting.
No, it is.
And then the hard part is like, dude, I've had you on twice already. Like, I need to get more people on. I don't have so much time. But the thing I'm getting not annoyed with right now, but what I don't like about it is like if you want to send me a DM saying, hey, this is who I am. I have a promotion going on for my work, our company or whatever. Can you please share it? Then I'll be like, yeah, sure, no problem. But I hate when people just like tag me in the story, and I'm like, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I have no idea who you are. What do you want me to reshare?
Like that.
Like, you want me to reshare your company? I don't even know what you are and what you're doing and whatever. And you just like tag me in your story. Like,
no, exactly.
You just expected me to.
You know I can't waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can't waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can't waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me.
Share it, like at least send me like, hey, this is what I do. I'd really appreciate it.
No,
like,
yeah, I have so many random messages
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Instagram was already hard enough for girls, anyways. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's so funny. My girlfriend is 36. I'm 35, and it's like so funny. She'll post something. I'm like, oh, I always go over and I'm like, I'm gonna say 5 fire emojis on that one. You know what I mean? And then it's funny. Like, she has these 2 friends that we're really good friends with, and they're brothers. So they make fun of her, so they send her like ice emojis. You know what I mean? They like,
yeah.
Here's an ice emoji. But like, it's such a struggle. You know what I mean? Especially nowadays, it's tough to like, so many filtering. You know what I mean?
No, it is.
Do you struggle with that too when it's like men business owners? Do you feel like it's different than when it's a woman business owner for you?
Honestly, no. No, I think I've been thriving as a woman business owner, to be honest.
No, I'm saying when you're interacting with people.
Oh, when I'm interacting
like when you're
with people?
interacting with a business owner.
Oh, and it's a male.
Yeah, male versus female.
Sometimes.
Because it's hard for me as a male.
Sometimes.
For me, it's hard for a male when it's like a woman. It's like, how do I, like, with a man, I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing. Like, this is it. And they're like, all right, cool, let's do it. When it's a woman, I'm like, oh, hey, like.
I feel that too.
You know what I mean?
Or I feel like a lot of guys feel like they have the one up on me just because they're.
Because you're a man. Because they're a man.
Yeah, because they're a man, and I'm younger too. So.
Yeah, the young thing's hard. It's the same thing. It's like, it's funny. It's like, obviously you're in my office right now, and it's like, I have this spot. I've proven myself, and like people still look at me like, oh, you're only 35. You don't know what you're doing yet. I'm like, I think I'm doing all right for myself.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So do you only focus on do you make the business its own brand, or are you connected to that brand? Does that make sense? Like when you're promoting the event business, or is it you on there? Like, are you the one? Like, are you trying to make you also the brand, or is there a place where sooner or later you could step out and someone could step in?
No, I feel like ever since I started my business, I don't think I've ever really tried to like put myself in it and to try to brand myself, because that's not what the business is.
Yeah.
Is not like me, you know.
For sure.
But definitely branding the business itself. Mm-hmm. So it goes by goodies.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm more focused on.
I think it's hard. Like, it's like people get so, like, same thing, like people get connected with me, and I'm like, no, call this person. This person handles that part of this organization. And
yeah.
Like, but we want to talk to you. I have nothing to do with this part of the, like, people DM me about all this stuff. I'm like, I have no idea. Like, DM Adrian. And,
yeah.
And they're like, I don't have Adrian's info. I'm like, well, then find him. Like, I can't answer that question for you. So so for you, do you have a posting schedule for social, or no?
I kind of just got into the habit of knowing when it's a good time to post and when to post flyers. Yeah. So like I post flyers like 30 days out. 30
days out.
Exact.
Is that how long? Is that how long it takes to put an event together? What's like 60 days out?
Maybe not to put the event together itself, but for promotional and promo value. And getting things out there, flyers and all that good stuff. 30 days is pretty
30
solid.
30 days the number. Mm-hmm. Do you ever get worried when you start getting to like day 10 left and you're like, we haven't sold out every spot?
There's been times, yeah. There's
like,
definitely been times where I'm like, shoot, like I need to start pushing to get more people to come. Or there's also been times where we're just so packed the last couple of days, everyone's trying to hit me up for a spot. I'm just like, we're too full now.
Yeah. It's funny. It's like I always laugh when people when people are like throwing a birthday party or something, they're like really nervous. They're like, what if no one shows up? What if this or that? And I always like laugh at them. And they're like, what? I'm like, it's like owning a business. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, you spend 60 days getting this event ready, and you're like, God, I hope people show up. Like,
no, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
that's
everything. And then it's like, sometimes it's like, why did no one show up? You know, why did people show up? It's like us in housing. It's like, I was looking at a house today we have on the market. I'm like, I don't know why this hasn't sold yet. I cannot figure it out. And then it's like, there's houses that sell, and I'm like, that thing sold that fast? Really? That sucked. So do you like when you're doing these events, are you like, when it's like the event going on, what is your role looking like? Is it like you're there, you're making sure everything's running smoothly?
Yeah, just being there, present, talking to the vendors, just making sure nothing crazy is going on, just being there present. What's
the biggest problem you've had at an event, if you want to answer that question?
The biggest problem, I threw my first camping festival, so I throw like raves and stuff too, out in Paris.
In Nuevo? Like in Paris or in Nuevo?
In Paris.
Got it.
It's only probably like
lake?
15-20 minutes from Riverside.
By the lake?
A little bit before the lake, yeah.
Oh, what's the exit? Ramona Expressway, or
in
you get off
area.
at Ramona? Do you go right or you go left?
You go right.
Oh,
so it's like
way.
these campgrounds that this couple owns out there. They turned it. It was literally just like acres. It's acres of land, and they turned it into their own little camp thing that you can rent out. So I ended up renting out the whole place to do a festival.
So you do like a EDM festival?
Because I have a lot of friends who are like in the EDM scene and DJs and all that.
I was in
stuff.
Vegas last year for, what's that big EDM event out there?
EDC.
Yes, I was there for my cousin's wedding. I don't know why they planned it the same weekend.
Oh my gosh, it was probably crazy.
It was getting picked. I got dropped off the airport. No. I stayed the week. I dropped my girl off the airport like at 4:35 a.m. on a Sunday. Literally, people were coming
dressed up
straight from the event.
No, literally
straight to the airport. And I was like, could you imagine sitting next to this person if they're tripping balls right now? Like, I was thinking about that. I was like, can you imagine sitting next to this person and they're all glittered out?
People.
You know what I mean? And they have pasties on.
That's exactly how it is.
You're like, babe, like I don't know. Listen, you want the middle seat because I don't want to sit next to you. You know what I mean? It's insane. And my buddy went. He was like texting the whole time, and he like called me like on Monday. He's like, I always want to go to the rave. I'm never going again. I go, why? He goes, it was the most insane. I was like, well, you went to the biggest one ever.
No, yeah,
like
exactly.
you should have you should have went to the Paris one, got your feet wet before you go big dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't even been to EDC. That's a crazy one though.
It's crazy.
I think that is the biggest
It's
festival.
The biggest one.
It literally is.
It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Vegas is an interesting. Do you go to Vegas often? Oh, you're 21 now.
Yeah,
have you done Vegas 21 yet?
Not 21. I've been there, but not 21. I don't know if I would.
You don't want to go?
I don't know.
Vegas is. I honestly like Vegas now that I'm older.
Really?
Way better. Because you have money, so you can go do fun things.
Exactly.
It's like a different experience. It's like, oh, nice dinners, shows.
Yeah.
You're not like drinking on the strip with your buddies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Vegas was. I like going to Vegas. I actually like not staying on the strip anymore. That's the other thing. I like staying off the strip. You know. So for you, when you turned 21, what'd you do? Big event? Party?
I actually went on a vacation with my mom. We went to Barcelona for a week, and then we flew into Italy to get on like a cruise.
Nice.
For another week.
That's a good 21st birthday.
It
I
was.
went to New York. That was my
great.
thing. I like it. Do you like traveling a lot then?
I do. Traveling has been probably one of the biggest things in my life right now this past year, just because of the money flow that has been coming in, and just being able to like experience those things. I recently just went to Hawaii maybe like 2 weeks ago.
Nice. So how's your family support you in this? Is it nerve-wracking for them?
No, they help a lot. They help a lot. That's honestly like when I say my team, that's a part of my team too. My friends and my family, that is my team. Yeah. They help a lot. Since the beginning, they push me a lot. Good.
It's always hard. You know, it's obviously family support and believing in you. Do your parents like, did they run businesses, or like my parents are 9-to-5 people? So when I took on this, they were like freaking out.
That was my mom too. She's a 9-to-5 person too, so she's a substitute teacher.
They're like,
she freaked out on me too.
What?
She was like, no, you need to get a real job. And I was like, no, I'm not.
I can't even talk to my parents. I'm like, yeah, we're going to spend $20,000 on that. We're going to do this. I'm going to fire this person, hire this person, move, build this.
Yeah, I can't talk business with them either. They will not.
They're like, are you going to be okay? I'm like, listen, Mom, at the end of the day, I can always sleep at your house. That's how I always say to her. I was like, I can always sleep on your couch, right? I was like, if it all goes bad, I can just sleep on your couch. It'll be okay. You have room for me and my dogs. You know what I mean? I think it's hard, like, trying to explain that to 9-to-5 people.
Yeah,
they just do not process it.
No, it literally is. She was really worried for me when I first started doing events. she was just worried for me.
Yeah.
But everything worked out,
Yeah.
and she's happy for me now.
So for you, like, obviously you kind of got a little roll going with the events, kind of got your feet wet, the money's coming in decently. You're talking about moving to Orange County. Is there any bigger goals that you have on the platform that you want to, on the docket, that you'd like to take on in the next year or so?
Yeah, there is. I eventually want to start to venture out into Airbnb, just getting properties and renting them out and stuff. I want just different incomes.
Streams of income, yeah.
Definitely Airbnb is on my list, and I'm also, for next year, I'm going to be doing like vending machines and having different locations.
Yeah.
That too.
ATMs are good. ATMs are the best, actually. They're the greatest. ATMs are like, to buy an ATM, it's like $2,500. You put like $1,000 cash in it, and they charge people like $3 to use them. You put them in a high spot, the best money you can invest in.
That's what I want to do with the vending machines.
Yeah.
It's like $14K I found it was like $14K for about 3 vending machines.
Okay.
And they're already placed in like different locations.
So you're just buying them from people.
So
you're just taking over. Yeah, I'm hoping. I got a meeting on, what's today? Tuesday? I have a meeting on Thursday for me to buy 10 apartment buildings. So I'm hoping.
Sick. That's sick.
It's nerve-wracking for sure, but I'm excited down in Oceanside, so I'm hoping
That's where the vending machines are
really?
actually too. They're out there.
Maybe I'll put one in my apartment building when I buy it.
Right.
So yeah, it's interesting. It's just a different mindset shift too, where it's like, it's like it is something that's weird when you start thinking about like passive income investing. Where do I invest money? Where do I do this? Because I think you're probably learning right now, and this took me a while to learn. I mean, I didn't start doing this until I was in my late 20s, early 30s. It's like you only have so much time in the day, and you can only throw so many events, and you can only you have to have other things. You have to. It's impossible.
No, exactly.
You run out of time so fast. Like people think like, oh, I have so much time. Like you really don't. Like before you know it, it's like you have for me, I feel like it's like 10 to 5, and then there's an hour that people do lunch, and then then you have holidays. Like people don't realize the year's over with.
No,
by the time we hit December 10th, no one does anything for the rest of the year.
Exactly.
So that's done. And then you have 2 weeks. The first week or 2 weeks of January is whatever, slow. Then people take summer off. Before you know it, you only really have 8 months out of the year. So are you going to throw an event for New Year's? Do you have anything lined up?
Not for New Year's. I think I'm actually just going to stay back with family.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've hung out with them on New Year's. I'm usually always going out or doing something. Something like that.
Doing a rave in the desert in Paris. Do you ever worry about, is it more nerve-wracking to do those kind of events because it's more people, sketchier people?
It is. So that
Obviously,
was probably
know.
One of the biggest problems I ran into was doing that event specifically. There's just a lot of things that had came up. Just a lot of random people coming in. People are doing their thing there or whatever, getting drunk or whatever. But it's just having good security and just being prepared for those kinds of things. Yeah. But the second event that I did at the camping festival, it went good.
Yeah, it was more low key.
Yeah, no, I learned a lot from the first one and just how to run
it better.
Yeah, because there's a lot of more people you have to be involved with when it comes to those kinds of events, like DJs, sound people, security people.
Did you give them? Did they all stay there, or was it just they partied and then left?
No, everyone camped. They all camped. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a 24-hour thing. The music does not stop at all.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds awful. That sounds really
They love it. They love it, though.
Of course they love it. They're 22 and, hanging out. For you, how do you keep track of all that stuff? We have, Monday.com. We use other systems. Is there any systems you put in place to kind of keep your business organized?
Honestly, just writing things down.
Write it down?
I'm not much of a technology person when it comes...
So it's pen and paper? I'm a big pen and paper guy.
Me too.
I bought a mini iPad. I thought I would take tons of notes in there, and then I have all my notes over here.
That's what I was thinking.
And then I take a photo of it, and it's just literally I try to this next year I have a big goal of staying on my schedule. Staying on my schedule and putting everyone's name in my phone that give me their phone number.
Same. That's one thing I'm no, same. If you see my messages,
bad.
There's just a bunch of numbers that I did not save.
Literally, I did that the other day. I went through all my contacts and I was like, buyer from Reno Valley. I don't know who that is. Screenshot. I saved it, and then I'm gonna pay there's a buddy of mine who's a cop who has they have a really good system that they pay that I can pay for. It will tell me the person's put their number and tell me who it is. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Listen, what people don't realize,
scary.
Dude, listen, everyone's information is totally out there. We can find anything we want about anyone. I can find out where you live, where you've lived, how many, if you have collections, if you have kids, your phone numbers, your parents, like literally it's everything's available. Anytime you put your phone number into a system, it is sold to someone else. Just so everyone knows, your phone number and email and name is sold. Like all the little writing at the bottom,
That's
all that writing at the bottom is sold.
though.
That's why I have I actually have 4 phone numbers. So then it's like I can just like ditch that number whenever that project's over with.
Yeah.
So like that phone number's only meant for that. And then when people are
Do you use an app for that, or
I use a system called Grasshopper. So for me it's like when that, like we have a new build project, when someone's calling about that new build project, my phone will ring new build project. So I know it's someone calling about that. Because if not, then I'm like, hello.
It's a good idea. I'm like, I need that.
Exactly. Kind of keeps you all organized, and it kind of gets you like the mindset of being ready for that call.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
no,
So it's
exactly.
like, oh, this is a mailer that we sent out. Okay, cool. Okay, now I'm ready for that call. Okay, let me take that
That's
phone call.
a really good idea.
Not like,
actually.
hey, this is Adam. And then it's like I don't know who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a little tip for you.
Yes. We
Do you
love that.
do you do that? Like in our world, like, I mean, we'll have like a call every Monday, masterminding, trying to figure out business and stuff like that, and like how to make our systems better and things like that. Like in your space and your friends, do you guys ever like sit down and be like, hey, do you guys goal set together? Do you guys business plan together? Do you?
We actually do business plan together, not as much as we should be, but we definitely do.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be times where we just literally just all meet up and just talk about the upcoming events and what could we do better for next time, or what could we invest in for next time.
Yeah.
Just small things. And
Do you like doing events by yourself or teaming up with someone? She likes it by herself.
I like it by myself.
Yeah.
I don't know, I like to be in control of the things that I do and just like the business aspect of it, because not everyone sees eye to eye. And especially if you're collabing with like 3-4 other people, that's
a lot.
3-4 other minds that have their own ideas and just different ways of running things. Yeah, I like to run things the way I run things.
Nice.
But it's been good though.
That's the reason I own my own business. So for you, what's the best way for people to get a hold of you if they want to throw an event with you or any of those kind of things?
So yeah, I'm always open to do collabs with other people and host events with other people. But you can reach me at my Instagram at Goodies Events or email goodiesevents@gmail.com.
Nice. Well, you know what? It's always great to have young entrepreneurs on here because, you know, what people don't realize is it's an adventure and it's nerve-wracking. It is.
It's fun though. It's fun. It's all worth it.
It's difficult. It's hard. It's all these kind of things. But it's kind of cool to always be building something for you. You know what I mean?
No,
so
it's been a journey, definitely.
Definitely. I definitely hope someone who's 19, 20 years old watch this. We were talking on we were a podcast I did right before you. It's like if we can show someone that I did it, then someone else might believe they can do it too.
No, exactly. It's super easy. Just as long as you have a goal and put your mind to it, nothing could really go wrong, honestly.
That's it. So thanks, guys. Make sure you go follow her. Check out her events. She has one coming up this Saturday, right?
Yes,
this Saturday. And then for more events, go to her page. Check her out on Instagram. Make sure you follow, share, and all that good stuff. And I appreciate your time. And until next time, guys.
Thank
Peace.
you so much.